Hi, I'm Kim. I am a backend Scala developer working at ClearScore, which is a UK-based FinTech. And I used to be a Japanese translator living in Japan, and I changed careers about 3 years ago. Okay, so I presented a talk about using rewrite systems to translate Japanese numbers. Because when I used to be a programmer, I had a lot of frustrations with the translation software that we used. So I wondered, now that I became a programmer, if I could use my skills to fix some of the problems that I used to have, which is what I spoke about in my talk. Well, I think they're both quite different jobs, but I think they're both quite detail-oriented. So I think in both a translator and a software developer, you have to care quite a lot about detail, quite a lot about quality. And because my talk was about these kind of quality checks, but I think they're very similar to the unit tests we have in translation. So I think there's that sort of similarity there as well. My personal opinion is that the translation industry is probably not that sustainable in the future, especially if you like human translation and not machine translation, because these days a lot of people do post-editing, which is like editing machine translation. But so I'm a career changer, and I did like a boot camp, which is like a kind of intensive course for people who want to change career. And on that course, I met people from so many different backgrounds. So like my friend is here with me today. She works in my same company, and she used to be a midwife, and she did my same course. And I knew someone who was an intensive care nurse. I knew someone who was a waiter. I knew someone who did all these different kind of jobs, and they all changed to be software engineers and now Scala engineers. So I would encourage anybody who is thinking about it to just give it a go. So in the bootcamp, we learned Ruby and then JavaScript, and then I think we could teach ourselves various languages. But my company really likes career changes. Like, they like the soft skills that we bring. So my company hired from the bootcamp, and they know that we don't know Scala, or like, no, actually, they didn't hire not only backend engineers for Android, iOS, front end. So they know that we don't know Scala, Kotlin, Swift, React, or whatever. But they just know that we have the transferable skills. They hire us, and then once they hired us, then they taught us Scala. Or us backends, they taught us Scala. At first, I was a bit like, why are we why are we bothering with this? Because, I'd done Python, I'd done JavaScript, I'd done C, and all these other languages, and they all seem quite similar. So I presumed that learning Scala would be just like learning any of these other languages. But then I was quite shocked to learn that it's not at all similar. But once I got my head around it, and also because we got taught by this guy, Noel Welsh, who's also speaking here, and he's a very good teacher. And once I got sort of taught these sort of key concepts and they really clicked, then I really wouldn't want to do... I think I could do something which isn't Scala, but I would definitely want to stay within the functional programming paradigm after having learned it. It's really interesting to hear about different functional programming things. And yesterday we went to a workshop which is about Kotlin. And we learned about this arrow library which they have, which is like you can do a lot of similar things to Scala in Kotlin with this library. So that was quite interesting to hear. And also, I really like Spain, and I've never been to Cádiz, and all of my friends are here. So, yeah, it's pretty good experience. Yeah.